And to you, good day. Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to say.
Greetings, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Since we have this understanding already that there's no such thing as time...
No. Didn't say that. There is such a thing as the experience of time.
Let me put it this way.
Yes.
There is no such thing as past or future.
Not really.
Therefore, all time as we know it is existing in the present simultaneously.
All things exist at once.
Correct.
Separated in a sense by frequencies that you call different time frames, but all coexist holographically at once, yes.
Therefore, we can change one version of our past in the present.
Yes, you do that all the time.
And we're doing that constantly.
The past does not create the present. The present creates the past.
Therefore,
the idea is that when you change, as we said, you're shifting billions of times per second, you are literally becoming a new person every single moment that you change. Literally, not metaphorically, literally. And if you are literally a new person, then that means that the version of you that is experiencing yourself as a new person in linear space-time with the concepts of future and past means that as soon as you become a new person, you literally have a new past, a new future, a new history. Yes, totally. And therefore, however it is you define yourself in the present will determine actually, literally, how your so-called past affects you or doesn't. Because if you are truly, literally understanding that you are a new person, a different person than was here a moment ago, then you will understand that it's not just about the idea that you no longer are affected by things in the past, it's that you never had those experiences. Make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
All right.
But my question, therefore,
yes,
is we have this concept called karma. And
yes.
And so what is karma exactly?
Good question. Shall I answer?
Please.
Thank you. Number one, karma is completely self-imposed. Number two, karma and the concept of reincarnation is again an illusion. It is simultaneous incarnations in parallel realities. Thus, any concept of anything that connects one life to another, such as the concept you call karma, or, if you wish, energy balancing, is simply the product of the idea of, from the present life, you decided to create energetic cross-connections, cross-links to other simultaneously existing parallel realities, because for some reason, based on the theme that you chose to explore in this life, you believe that cross-connecting energetically to those other simultaneous lives and downloading information from them, what you call memories, would serve you in the exploration of the particular theme of this life, just as those other lives are also cross-connecting to you and other lives to download information that they need to explore the themes they chose to explore by being those people in those lives that exist simultaneously with you. So karma is your decision to create a blueprint, in a sense, of connection to other life experiences going on at the same time that you believe are designed to serve the theme of the challenges you wish to explore in this life to allow you to grow as a soul and a spirit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that answer the question sufficiently?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bashar.
Bashar!
And good day to you.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I want to start by thanking you for all you have done and are doing.
All right, well, we thank you also for the co-creation of these interactions. Speak up.
I want to say how much of a great change my life has been because of learning information that you passed on. I have two questions. One before I start, I understand if you're not able to answer it, and I want to, before I ask the question, I wanted to clear that as a result of the experience, I've completely grown and changed.
All right, well, thank you for choosing to do that. Because no matter how much information we share with all of you, none of you have to take it to heart. It's up to you to decide what to incorporate within your being, and therefore any change going on is something that you have done. We are happy to provide an opportunity, but you have to make the choice to actually absorb that information, and the change happens because of you, not because of us.
You're amazing, and thank you again.
All right, if you say so.
My experience involves the energy project I was working on back in 2011.
Yes.
I thought that I would involve a friend of mine who's involved in Dr. Stephen Greer's group.
Yes.
So that I could have more people, and when it was completed, I would give it to them, and it would be a way to bring it out to the world.
Oh, all right. And?
Once I put myself on the map with being involved in that team, some incredibly hardcore, you could say, things started happening in the dream state, in the subconscious state.
Guys?
There were these two, I call them the two. They used to come in all the time and do incredibly gruesome, terrible things.
Such as?
I'd rather not go into detail.
Oh, all right.
They're just too terrible.
If you say so.
Worst motion picture movie stuff that you've ever seen, you know.
Yet many people on your planet love going to horror movies.
It's terrible stuff. Maybe when I was a kid, but now I have a different respect for the
all right.
subconscious.
Very exciting.
Yeah. I learned that there was always a magnetic field associated when they would come in.
Yes. Is there a question here?
The question is, do those two originate? Did they originate from some form of technology on this planet? Were they two people sitting behind some desk somewhere?
No.
Or was this coming from who? What is the
It
origination
comes from
of those
another
two?
dimensional realm that you yourself are in touch with, and in a sense they are giving you an opportunity to face all the different negative belief systems that are going on within your personality structure so that you can transform them and integrate them in a positive way. Understand that no matter what anyone else's intention is toward you, you always, all of you, have the opportunity to decide that only a positive effect will result for you in your life regarding any experience, because your physical reality is only the product of how you define it. And if you define it in a positive way, you'll only get a positive experience from it, no matter whether someone else has a negative intention toward you or not. That's how it works. That's physics. So get in touch with the fears that they bring up within you so that you can allow yourself to define the definitions that are causing those fears, because all emotion comes from something you believe to be true first. You can't have a feeling without defining something to be true first. Therefore, if you have a feeling of fear, it means you have a definition that is causing the fear. Find out what it is, identify it, and let it go. And then you will find that these experiences can turn around for you in a very positive and constructive way and allow you to become more self-empowered if you use it that way, all right? Yes?
Bashar, it's already happened. Thank you. It has happened already.
All right, well then, sweet dreams to you.
But I was curious about the technology. Thank you very much. The second question was? Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Good day, Bashar.
And you good day.
So my extensive time travel hasn't been much, but I would say...
As we said, you are all time traveling all the time. That's what creates the effect called time. So you're all time travelers, whether you know it or not. That's the way you create your physical reality experience.
Gotcha. Maybe I phrased that wrong. The time traveling that I've noticed the most is when I've smoked dimethyltryptamine.
Yes.
Can you speak about how dimethyltryptamine...
N-dimethyltryptamine is produced by the pineal gland naturally in your brain and is responsible for your ability to actually perceive other dimensions more clearly. This is why the idea of the dream dimension activates more DMT in your pineal gland when you are sleeping. And the most active times of the production of that substance in your brain is generally between what you call your 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. hour. Thus then, most of the interdimensional dreams will occur at that time because you are perceiving into other realities more clearly. Now, of course, you can learn to enhance this in a variety of ways. be it the utilization of the substance itself, or the idea of meditation, or a variety of other techniques, tools, and rituals, which we simply call permission slips. Because all tools, techniques, and rituals and objects are simply permission slips that allow you to give yourself permission to be more of who you are. Once you use a teacher, once you use a guide or a substance to allow you to understand the frequency state, the state of being that is represented by that substance, then in a sense you actually no longer need the substance, because you can simply generate that frequency state, and in acting from that frequency state can have a life that is more representative of that particular resonant level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I noticed that, in fact, in my dream states. I only had a limited experiences with the DMT, but since then, my dream states have changed.
Yes.
One such was actually yesterday when I arrived here. I took a little nap, and in my dream, I had a crazy Serbian chiropractor stick something in my face and said, "This will check your age." And
yes.
It blew air in my face, and I woke up gasping. And
Yes.
sort of the odd thing was, I looked at myself in the mirror, and
Yes.
I appeared to be younger.
Yes. This is actually what you call a memory of something that has already occurred. It's just that you're now at a place where it's all right for you to remember it, and all right for you to create the effect that goes along with the recognition of that particular interaction. Because time, as we say, while it is a real experience, is still nonetheless mechanically an illusion. And therefore how you see yourself will be how you define yourself. And if you have now been defined differently by recalling that particular experience, then you will see yourself and perceive yourself differently as well. And so will others.
Thank you.
Does that help you?
Yeah, my final question would be on following one's highest excitement. Okay.
There seems to be a consensus.
All right, well, I'll let someone else follow their highest excitement. Thank you so much, Bashar.
Yes.
Greetings, Bashar.
And you good day.
My name is Preston Nichols.
If you insist.
Yep. Author of the Montauk Project.
Speak up and be bold.
I got a question. What happened to Tabor? T-A-B-O-R. Can you tune in on that, sir?
That particular nomenclature is not identified in the vocabulary of the channel, therefore there is no translation on our side. You see, I'm not speaking your language, I'm simply sending thoughts and using the channel as a translation device. And therefore, if there's no definition in the channel's vocabulary, it doesn't translate on this side. If you can provide a definition, it may be something we can tap into.
Okay, the function is in the supercomputer that runs this reality. It's one of the executive programs. And on the 23rd of March, it disappeared. I can only find fragments of it. Does this give you any more information, sir?
One moment.
Okay.
We perceive that portions of it were shifted to a parallel reality, but portions remained.
Okay, that would fit what I'm seeing.
Does that help you?
Yeah, okay, you're saying I have to look in other parallel realities for the rest of this intelligence.
In that sense, if you shift your vibration
Right.
to the concept of that intelligence, it may pull you into the parallel reality in which the majority of it exists.
Because this intelligence has been very important to my work.
Then
And
perhaps
right-
it is, in a sense, luring you like a carrot or a magnet into another frequency.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
And you good day.
I just got my question answered, so I will switch. From where you're at, could you check? I have just worked out the mathematics of universes, and could you check and see how close I'm on them?
Mathematics of universes.
Yes.
Well, first of all, our civilization doesn't necessarily handle mathematics exactly the same way that yours does.
Either.
All right. We will give you our understanding of the idea of what you might call the geometry of universes.
You're right, it is geometries.
Yes. Our expression would be what we call the prime radiant. This idea can be explained by analogy by the following illustration. Understanding, of course, that this is simply an analogous illustration.
If you could give me a picture, I'll look at it.
The picture is this. Imagine a completely infinite, empty, black void. Have you got that?
Easy.
Now, imagine a single subatomic particle in the void, and that's all there is.
Okay.
Have you got that?
No problem.
All right. Now, because there is nothing else but this single subatomic particle, no laws apply to it. If it wants to, it can move at infinite speed. Therefore, you will understand that if it can move at infinite speed, it can be anywhere and in fact can be everywhere within the entirety of the infinite void all at once. So if it traces a certain geometric crystalline-like pattern overlapping its own path again and again and again in certain ways, where it overlaps the least will be what you consider to be empty space, where it overlaps the most will be the densification of matter. But the idea is that this creates all parallel realities, all time frames, all dimensions of experience. This one single particle appears next to itself so quickly, you think it's 2 particles, you think it's 3 particles, you think it's 4, 5, 6, a billion, a trillion, a quadrillion particles, but it's all the same particle. Every single one of you, every single one of us, every single star, every single planet, every single chair, every single tree is made of literally not the same kind of particle, literally the same one particle.
Okay.
In the ultimate time-sharing event.
Okay. Because you don't have to share time.
Does that help you?
Yes, I think we figured it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
What would you have us do differently?
Follow your excitement as best as you can. Why? I'll tell you. Thank you. Now, first of all, here is the whole formula, because as many times as we have transmitted this formula to people on your planet, a lot of you often seem to forget the rest of the formula. You remember the first one, act on your highest passion, act on your excitement, follow your bliss. The rest of it seems sometimes a little fuzzy to you. So here's the whole formula. And then I'll explain why acting on your excitement is so very crucial. The whole formula is, act on your highest excitement every moment that you can, taking it as far as you can, as far as you're able, until you can take it no further. Then act on the next most exciting thing that you can take action on, taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further. And when you act on your highest excitement every moment that you can, do so with absolutely zero assumption, insistence, or expectation on what the outcome ought to be. Zero. Now, the reason it's so important to act on your highest excitement is because of what excitement is. You can call it passion, you can call it excitement, you can call it creativity, you can call it bliss, you can call it love, call it whatever you want. But the idea is that when you feel that vibration within your body, what that tells you is that excitement, or whatever word you want, is your body's physical translation, physical expression of the vibrational frequency of energy that represents your true natural core self. And it represents, therefore, the true vibration of the unconditional supportive love of creation itself. So when you are acting on your excitement to the best of your ability, it's like your compass needle is aligned with your true magnetic north most easily, most effortlessly. When you resist that, that's where all the struggle comes from. All pain, all struggle, all difficulty is the result of resistance to the natural self. But when you act on your excitement, everything flows, everything falls into place, and the universe can be seen to work automatically and synchronistically in a positive way for you. But the idea is that your physical mind is not designed and is not capable of actually understanding how something will actually happen. Your physical mind is only designed to know what is happening, to have the experience at hand. It's just the perceiver. Only the higher mind is capable of knowing how something is actually going to unfold. Therefore, when the physical mind insists that by following its excitement, a particular outcome must happen, and if it doesn't, something's wrong, It actually closes the door to the higher mind's ability to bring you the manifestation that might actually be better than the physical mind was capable of imagining, but which it is now prevented from doing because the physical mind is insisting that something different can't possibly be the outcome. Are you following me?
Yes.
So, the idea, thus then, is to allow for acting on your excitement to the best of your ability till you can take it no further. In every moment, look at all the opportunities that surround you at any given moment. Just choose the one that has the highest excitement and act on it to the best of your ability with no expectation of what the outcome ought to be. This will show you very quickly, mechanically, that all excitement is a thread. It's a complete kit, and it will lead to all other things that are representative in your life of the expression of that excitement, of the expression of your true vibration. It doesn't matter in what form the excitement comes. It doesn't matter how it looks. What tells you it's connected is the fact that it contains that excitement, that it evokes that excitement within you. That's how you know it's connected. Two events may appear to have nothing at all to do with each other on the surface, but if they're both equally exciting from different times, one will always link to the other somehow, and all you need to do is act on the one you're best capable of acting on to find out how they're linked. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a second question from an audience member that was shy on the camera.
Shy on the camera, all right.
Why did you choose Daryl Anka?
Because we are aspects of what you would call the same soul. From your linear perspective, the channel is my past life, I'm one of his future lives. But because we exist simultaneously, this connection can occur. Make sense?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's Nathan again. I have my second question.
All right, good day to you, but one moment, if you will. Many of you will discover, both in the idea of channeling, which all of you can do, and all of you do from time to time, in various ways, and in the idea of making connections to other dimensional or extraterrestrial beings, not always, but more often than not, you will actually be connecting with another version of your oversoul. That's very common. So just put that in your cap for the moment. Continue.
Thank you. Thank you for adding that. The second question is the energies now. In regards to open disclosure of the existence of extraterrestrials and their presence here and around the planet.
Yes.
What now with the energies now? How much time? How soon?
As we read the collective energy of your world now, we will say these two things. Number one, and again remember, no such thing as a prediction of the future, only a sensing of present energy. If present energy changes, the prediction does not come to pass. If it doesn't change, it will manifest. But there's no such thing as a prediction of the future. It's just a sensing of present energy patterns. The present energy patterns we sense now that seem unlikely to change is this. Number one, sometime between your years of 2015 and 2017, your world, by some particular methodology, will know for a fact that extraterrestrial life of some form is a fact. We are not saying what form that will take. So please do not misquote us and say, Bashar said all the UFOs are going to land in 2015. That's not what we said. We said that between 2015 and 2017, something will occur that will prove to your civilization that the possibility of extraterrestrial life is a fact. That's all we're saying. However, from that moment forward, once you know that extraterrestrial life is a fact as a society, that will help accelerate the energy toward the window of 2025 to 2033. Sometime between those years, in that window, some form of open extraterrestrial contact seems likely to occur with a probability of somewhere between 87 to 98% on your planet. Some form of open contact from 2025 to 2033. And after that, then open contact will accelerate greatly. By 2050, there will be a lot of interaction between your world and other worlds. But it will begin in that window in some fashion. You follow me?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bashar.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Yes, I've been recording UFOs and...
Speak up, speak up, speak up.
I've been recording UFOs and watching them for many years.
Oh, all right.
Just like to know what is the relationship that I have to these crafts?
The relationship. To you or between the crafts?
To myself?
Well...
Why I'm seeing them so often?
Speak up, speak up.
Why I'm seeing them so often?
Well, you're looking for them, aren't you?
Yes, indeed.
Well, are you surprised?
A little.
Why?
Because of all the frequency.
So, if you have made it one of the themes of exploration in your life to have the frequency to go looking for variations of beings such as ourselves, it is not necessarily so shocking or surprising that you're going to wind up being on the wavelength that will allow you to perceive these things. The idea is that a lot of times many crafts are all around you all the time. It's just that you're not on the same wavelength to perceive them. You have simply, obviously, in some manner trained yourself to be capable of perceiving what is always there, but what might be invisible to most of you.
Thank you.
Because of your own excitement and your own interests, yes?
Yes.
It puts you on that frequency. It puts you in that wavelength, in that resonance domain. Yes?
Yes.
Therefore, it's a reflection. The relationship is, it's a reflection for you that you're on the right wavelength when you see them. That you've tuned your dial to the right frequency, yes? Therefore, they act as signposts for you, as guides for you to stay in that frequency, yes?
Yes.
And do everything in your life from that frequency, yes?
Yes.
Because understand something, manifestation, the act and the mechanism of manifestation of anything in your life is very similar to what we have just described. Because manifestation is not the act of bringing something from somewhere else to you. Everything is already here and now. Everything is already here and now. Manifestation is the act of changing your frequency to suddenly make visible to you what has always been here. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Does that help you?
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you. Happy hunting.
Thank you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
My question is what does your race eat?
We don't eat anymore. We have evolved to a place where we now absorb energy directly. However, in what you call our past, we did used to consume the idea, mostly of what you would call vegetarian diets. At a certain point, we got to a point where we consolidated all of that in our evolution down to one particular kind of vegetable. The closest analogy to the vegetables on your planet would be something like a lima bean. And we ate only that for quite a long time, until such time as we no longer required it and were capable of absorbing energy directly. Because in our evolution, we are moving more and more toward non-physicality, even though at this point we still retain some degree of a physical body. But we no longer eat, we no longer sleep.
Thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, man.
And to you, good day.
Boundless gratitude for all that you do.
And our gratitude to you as well.
So we're here at Awaken Aware 2013, and it's pretty obvious to most of us that the prognosis for our planet and the global situation is rather tumultuous.
What planet is that?
Earth.
Which Earth are you talking about?
Oh, well...
Did we not talk about the fact that there are a multitude of parallel Earths?
True, true.
Well, which Earth do you prefer to live on?
This is kind of where I'm getting at, actually, so thank you for
Yes, I
guiding me.
know.
I'm sensing the dichotomous schism that we're experiencing here, and I'm curious to see what is most relevant for those of us who are awake and aware to
Already told you that formula, didn't I?
Follow our highest
Act
excitement.
on your highest excitement,
True.
because that vibration is going to shift you into more and more series of parallel versions of Earth that are already more representative of the Earth you prefer to experience. Remember, you never change the world you're on. You shift to another version of Earth that already contains the people and the events that are more representative of the vibrational shift you have made in yourself. That's how it works. The old world is still there. There are many versions of Earth that have already completely destroyed themselves. You just don't exist on them anymore in terms of your focus of consciousness. Because you have shifted your focus to versions of parallel reality Earths that are now more representative of the kind of reality you choose to experience. So just keep doing that. That doesn't mean that it doesn't require action on your part, because action is the grounding of that energy. It's the commitment of that energy. It's the commitment to display that energy in physical terms. And you need to ground the energy in the same way that you need to ground, in a sense, a wire to bring the energy flow down into your reality. So action is key as well, but the idea is that your actions coming from the state of being that represents your true highest self will allow you to continue to shift in ways that will thus then allow you eventually to only experience the version of Earth that you really truly prefer to. For now, you have all agreed to still experience the idea of the so-called dichotomies and the different belief systems, many of which may not be compatible with yours, but that's all right, because it's still just an opportunity to give yourself a chance to decide what you truly are and what you are truly not, what you truly prefer and what you truly don't, so that you can home in on the frequency that is truly representative of your preference, and thus then, in coming only from that frequency, eventually experience only the physical Earth parallel reality stream that is representative of that frequency. Does that answer your question?
Mostly.
All right. What parts have we left out?
Well, for those of us that are just overwhelmed with empathy for the collective, I feel that, is it just in our best interest to elevate ourselves and therefore kind of...
It's in their best interests too, because out of your empathy and compassion, by acting as an example of someone who can live a life of joy, you at least provide them with an opportunity to see that if you can do it, they can choose that too. Not that they have to, but if they don't have an example, then they have no choice at all. So be the example they can also match, but that shouldn't stop you from being who you prefer to be. Yes?
Precisely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Bashar. This is luckily a continuation, I guess. I've been working with a book.
One moment. What happened to hello and good day?
Hello, good day.
Thank you, good day.
Good day. I missed the protocol.
Speak up and be bold.
Dolores Cannon has written a number of books where she has her clients in a trance, and her most recent one is called The 3 Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth.
Yes.
And it speaks, much like you just did, that as we raise our own vibrations, we keep ourselves in a plane of space that matches our vibrations.
Yes.
Earlier, George Green spoke of the worst case scenario in the current drama that we see. It is my understanding that all I have to do is keep my vibrations higher than that, and I can avoid that scenario.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That which is not of your vibration will be invisible to you, and if you are not the vibration of something else, you are invisible to it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why it's so critical to act on your highest excitement.
Aloha, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Our friend Daryl speaks of when opening to channel through this other version of himself, which of course we know is our friend you.
Yes.
He went to certain courses. Is there any preferred method that he felt became more effective in opening himself up to channel?
Trust. Allowance. Getting in touch with negative beliefs and letting them go. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Because the idea is, again, resistance causes pain. Resistance causes difficulty. But if you know that what you're attracting through your intention can only be for a positive purpose, to be of help, thus then, what is there to fear? And in relaxing the idea of any resistance, thus then, to any energy that needs to flow through you, you open up and allow whatever connections need to be made in perfect timing and perfect synchronicity. But everyone is different. That's why there are so many different kinds of techniques and rituals and tools and permission slips. And you have to decide what is best for you. Because all of them are valid. Some will work for some and not for others. It's based on your belief system. But understand that permission slips are simply aligned with your belief system and are simply designed to be attractive to you because they're aligned with your belief system, and that's why you're attracted to them. Because you know that that is what you will use, I'll just say, as a reason to give yourself permission to let go and be more of yourself. Please allow us to explain something very important about a concept that many of you are now discussing in your world called the law of attraction, that many of you don't really understand quite fully. It isn't wrong, the description that yes, you need to be a certain vibration to attract a certain thing, quote unquote. Although I've already explained to you that the idea of manifestation is simply being the resonance of something that's already here. But it's not even so much the idea of attracting, of needing to be a vibration to attract something. Really what's going on is this. As we said, you already are a particular frequency, a signature frequency that is your true self. Like a lighthouse, like a beacon, you are always radiating that pure tone, that pure frequency of your true self. It's always being given off by you. Therefore, everything that is truly representative of that frequency, I'll just phrase it this way, is doing its best to try and manifest to you, because it's following that beacon. The only reason that it doesn't manifest is not because you're not attracting it, it's because you're keeping it away with your beliefs. That's the difference. You don't have to do anything special to attract those things. What you need to do is stop keeping them from yourself through your definitions of fear and negativity. Because when you finally let those things go, all the things that are representative of that true vibration will come into your life in proper timing, in proper order, automatically and effortlessly. And the only reason that things hang around that are not compatible with your true vibration is because you're holding on to them. Let them go. So the law of attraction is really more about letting go and letting in. You understand the difference?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar. Thank
And
you for
good day.
talking to us today. My question stems from something you said earlier, where you said that Daryl is connected by the soul to you, correct?
The oversoul, yes.
Okay, so like we call it reincarnation.
Yes.
Exactly. So if we are constantly shifting into parallel realities,
yes,
is it possible for Daryl to shift into the Bashar experience?
Yes.
Through what practice can we learn to do these things?
Is this the same question in different clothing?
Yes.
Permission slips, act on your excitement.
But,
is this too simple?
But specifically shifting into a non-familiar version of ourselves in a parallel reality.
But you see, you have exactly mentioned the critical point. Non-familiar. You don't shift as long as it's non-familiar. You shift when you behave as. Do you understand the difference? You must be the vibration before you can experience the reality.
So you create the person and then you move into that person.
You are that person. You just have to know you are, and then you will act like you are, and then you will be.
Through that, can you experience Bashar's experience?
You can.
And move from the Daryl experience.
It can be done. Now, obviously, our civilization is a little bit more proficient at doing this than your civilization is, but it can be done. It just takes what you call practice.
Through what practice, at the point that we are in technology, can we do that? Or not
it
technology,
isn't a technological
not technology,
issue.
But...
All right, I'll put it to you this way. I'll put it to you this way. Here's one technique. Allow your imagination to alter this however it so desires, all right? Because your imagination is key to your frequency. You follow me?
Yes.
All right. It's what you call visualization. You have the ability to visualize what you are representing this reality to be. You understand?
Yes.
The ideal reality, the version that you are describing. Notice the differences between how you behave in that reality and how you behave in this one. And then start acting in everything in your life like that version of you behaves in that ideal reality. And the more you behave and mirror and mimic and reflect that version of you, the more you will have the reality of that version of you.
Thank you, that was great.